Scuba diving is a great sport for those who enjoy watching marine life and interacting with it in its own habitat. It is also an activity necessary in certain industries. No matter if it is done professionally or recreationally, it requires certain knowledge to ensure safety at all times. It is no walk in the park. You need to keep track of a lot of things. How much air is left in your tank, your buoyancy, your decompression time. All of this makes diving dangerous because divers need to be alert at all times. But there are improvements to this. Technology in this field has evolved so much, and equipment is so advanced these days that not many divers are familiar with it. A less discussed topic is how divers can safely extend dive depths and durations. Recreational wreck or cave explorers and professional saturation divers achieve this using specialized equipment and techniques. A key factor is modifying the air tank's gas mixture, as increasing depth and time introduces significant risks that must be carefully managed. To mitigate some of these problems, different gas mixtures can be used, such as nitrox. This is a gas mixture which is made up of 32 to 36% oxygen and the rest composed of nitrogen. To remind the readers, air at sea level is composed of 21% oxygen and 79% nitrogen. Nitrox is oxygen-enriched air. Divers can use this mixture to extend their dive time. This is because the use of nitrox allows a diver to shorten decompression stops. These pauses at constant depth are mandatory, because if a diver were to go back up to the surface while having high-pressure gas dissolved in their body, the gas would expand inside the tissues and blood vessels, causing blockages which would lead to what is known as decompression sickness. If not treated, it could kill the diver shortly after ending a dive. Breathing gas with lower nitrogen levels reduces the amount dissolved in a diver's tissues, shortening decompression stops and allowing for longer dive times. While it might seem that carrying multiple air tanks would do the trick, this isn't the case, as decompression time increases exponentially with dive time, making nitrox a more effective solution. Another gas mixture divers can use is Trimix. This gas mixture is composed of oxygen, nitrogen, and helium. Oxygen and nitrogen concentrations are reduced compared to air to give space for helium, an inert gas which does not play a role in body function. This gas mixture is used to extend dive depths so divers can safely dive below 30 meters without suffering from nitrogen narcosis, and beyond 50 meters without risking oxygen toxicity. Below these depths, the partial pressures of these gases become so high that they have negative effects on the human body. The partial pressure of a gas in a mixture is the pressure that gas alone would exert on its container. The total pressure of the container amounts to the sum of the partial pressures which compose the mixture. The higher the total pressure, the higher the partial pressures of individual gases. The regulator, a key piece of scuba equipment, delivers gas to the diver at the same pressure as their surroundings, keeping their body in balance with the outside pressure. As depth increases, so does the surrounding pressure and the gas pressure the diver breathes, raising the partial pressures of oxygen and nitrogen. By breathing Trimix, divers reduce the partial pressures of oxygen and nitrogen at high depths because their concentrations are reduced, so the negative effects can be surpassed. Diving below 40 meters of seawater is considered technical diving because of the equipment and skills needed to do so. Apart from different gas mixtures, divers can use different gas systems. What most people use in recreational diving is an open-circuit system. This is composed of one or more air tanks located at the diver's back, a regulator attached to the tank, and an air pipe which goes from the regulator into the diver's mouth. All the air exhaled by the diver is then expelled into open water through the mouthpiece. With this system, divers are limited because they can only choose one kind of mixture to breathe throughout the whole dive. For technical diving, divers often opt for a closed-circuit rebreather. This system is composed of 2 or more tanks and an array of sensors and dive computers, which help divers choose what mixture they breathe. This system incorporates a scrubber, which filters out carbon dioxide from the exhaled gases of the diver and recirculates gases into the system. This way, most of the air breathed by the diver is recycled. This system allows for more secure deep and extended diving because it allows the diver to vary the gas mixtures to breath at any moment. For shallower waters, the diver can choose nitrox for extended range. And for deeper diving, the diver can switch to trimix to avoid nitrogen narcosis and oxygen toxicity. All of this is managed by dive computers, which maintain the partial pressures of gases delivered to the diver to ensure safety. In conclusion, divers have a range of equipment they can use to safely manage deep and extended dives. Among the equipment, the most effective solutions for increasing safety are different gas mixtures like nitrox and trimix. The use of these gases helps divers extend their dive time by shortening decompression stops, which can take a long time, and they can help prevent the negative effects linked to diving at great depth, which arise from the increase in the partial pressure of oxygen, causing oxygen toxicity, and the increase in the partial pressure of nitrogen, causing nitrogen narcosis. Depending on their dive plan, scuba divers can ensure their safety in advanced dives by using these mixtures. To further aid in varied depth and range in a dive, divers can also use closed-circuit rebreathers for more advanced dive plans.